Okay, check this out. Here's the driver's side bracket. Let's check fitment. Oh, that fits pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Let's see. Yeah, that fits good. So the only thing, same as with the passenger side, is this bracket for the hood security light or whatever. It's in the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clearance that section underneath here the same way I did on the passenger side, which is just notch a little bit out from the bottom of the bracket to make room for that, because it doesn't sit flush and that is dumb. I guess I could put spacers under these studs, but I don't like it. I'd rather have full contact around the actual strut tower than just on the 2 bolts. So okay, let me do some clearancing, and I might actually have to trim it up a little bit right here on this side. Here is the final fitment for the driver's side bracket. God, this took forever, but fits pretty good. Let me turn this light off. Check it out. Boom. Oh, let me show you the part I clearanced right here for the come on man, hope you can see it. Anyway, yeah, I just notched a little 1/8 inch or 1/16 inch. Anyway, you get the idea. So there you go, and that makes room for this bracket right there. So again, this, so it fits good. Pretty happy with the fitment. So it's gonna look prettier eventually, but actually let's get some bolts on it. Shit. I made a boo-boo. Oops. There you go. It's pretty good. Okay, so 1 bracket, 2 brackets. So next step, oops. Next step is I'm gonna start mocking up the walls, support walls up here. So there's gonna be, it's gonna be an L shape here. Well, it's actually gonna bend like this, and like that. And then yeah, from there, we'll do the passenger side. We'll do the same to the driver's side. This will probably get trimmed a little bit once I get final placement for the these walls, whatever you call them, more brackets. And then yeah, from there, once we get those done, then we'll build the actual strut part that connects them. And yeah, we should be good. What do you think? Am I wasting my time? Probably. But hey, I don't know. Something to do, I guess. Okay, here's where I'm at. So now I got the brackets pretty much finalized, more or less. Now I'm gonna make these side support pieces. So I have these plates, they're 6x6. I got them marked down the middle. So they're gonna be 3 inches wide, or tall in this case, and so that's the plan. So I'm gonna cut that out at 3 inches, and then I'll end up bending these to make these walls. So let me go cut these out. All right, so I got my piece cut 3 inches. Should be plenty. And I made a template out of cardboard like that. So let's take this template, let's fit it to the bracket here. So I made a little pre-bend where I think I'm gonna need to bend that piece. And so it's gonna be something like that. So it's gonna end up being something like that. And then that piece will come down and join somewhere up here. And then I'll use another piece. I'm gonna have leftovers to extend this wall here on that side. So, okay, that plate is pretty thick. It's 3/16, and probably no way I'm gonna be able to bend that. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'll just transfer this bend line onto the metal plate, and then I'm gonna score it with a grinder, maybe cut, I don't know, halfway through or like an 1/8 inch in there, and then that'll give me some room to bend it. And then I can also fill that with weld to reinforce it, so that way the actual strength and thickness isn't compromised. So that's what I'm gonna do now. All right, so I got this thing bent at the cut, actually a pretty deep groove in there, almost all the way through, because this is some thick boy stuff. So anyway, that's what we got. This is the bend. I just eyeballed it really. And so that's gonna be here. Okay, get my magnet. Okay, so that's gonna be somewhere in this general area. Okay, something like that. All right. And then this will eventually come down and meet that like that, and then it'll bend straight across. Now, as you can see, this isn't perfectly, or I guess isn't close to being plumb or level up and down. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna back bevel this side here, so I'm at an angle, take a little piece off, so that way this can sit straight up. So let's see. Because if we look at the template, see how it's not 90 degrees here? It's back beveled up, so that way it sits more straight up, because the shock towers kind of point in a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. I don't know how to measure that, so I'm just gonna take a little bit off, measure it, take another little bit off, and then go from there. But essentially it's gonna be something like this. Something like that. All right, ladies, here's what we got. So I got it notched. I notched a little too much. I don't know if you can see, that sucks. I overestimated my eyeballs, but oh well, I'll fill it with weld, it'll be fine. And yeah, so I fitted it up, and then I took a level. I don't know if this ground is level, to be honest, but I just leveled it so it looks straight. Looks pretty straight. That looks straight. And yeah, so that's gonna be its spot. And what I did was I just took a tape measure, and whether or not this is accurate as well, I don't know, but I took a tape measure and I measured from the motor, from the intake there and there to that plate, and I got it to match, lined up. So that should be its final spot. And I also had to check to make sure that the actual weight is distributed on the shock tower correctly, because that shock tower, see how it kind of, like right here, where's my finger, right here, it kind of curves down. Right here it curves downward. So I just want to make sure that the actual weight is on like a flat piece, which looks like it is, like right on the edge where it's still flat. And then that extra I'm eventually gonna cut off, and then it'll look nice. And then The idea is the actual brace, the bar, will come in. Ooh, that's straight. Will come in somewhere like that. There we go. Okay, so I need to tack weld that on. The problem is I have all these fuel lines disconnected, so I'm gonna have to like really cover all this up so I don't explode in here from sparks or something. So that's gonna be the next step. I'm gonna tack this on, and then once that's tacked, I'll work on the passenger side. So here's the result of the tacks. Just a couple to hold it together. That's what it looks like. So I will also add another sidewall piece here like this. Just cut that a little shorter, so it'll kind of match this one. And then this one I'll end up trimming down maybe like this at an angle so it doesn't hit the hood. And this overall height is still to be determined. This might be shorter, probably will. And then that'll get boxed in like that eventually. Yeah, there we go. So let's work on the passenger side. Here's where I'm at with the passenger side bracket. So I have everything fitted pretty well. So I did have to bend this at more than a 90-degree angle, or is that less than a 90-degree angle? And that's so it can have more room between the what the hell is this, cruise control thing, and so when the bar comes here, there's still enough room for it to catch right on the edge there. So that's what we got. So I got it in. That's pretty much where it's going to be. So let me get my welder and I'll tack that in place, and then we'll move on. Damn, who the hell tightened that? What an asshole. That's hot. There we go. It's all right. Oh, look. Heat went through a little bit. It's good. Okay. So there we go. So I am going to have another piece that's going to come down. Where's my cardboard? And I'm going to have another piece that's going to come down like this. Damn, I think I put that too close. Oh well, we'll see. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna have another piece that's gonna come down like this, just like the all the other strip bars. Provide some more stability that way. There we go. What? That's kind of heavy though. This thing's gonna weigh a lot. No wonder all the other ones are made out of aluminum. But once I don't know. I'm gonna take some of this is gonna come off, and then I'll probably drill some of those holes. God, what, speed holes, is that what you call it? I don't know. Dimple dies? Something like that. I'm gonna drill that through here so it looks cool and takes away some of the weight, because that's kind of heavy. Oh, plus the top, some of this is gonna have to come down. Like this will get trimmed down this way. This might get trimmed down further that way, so I think it'll be all right. Okay, so next, what should I do next? I think I'm gonna add one more tack just on the back of this real quick. And then, I mean, from here, from here, the next step is starting to build the actual crossbar. Something like that. Just focus, let's go. Yeah, something like that. And then I'll have to do some fancy cuts to get it to zigzag through the plenum. It's gonna come this, and like come back out to that mount. Okay.